Well, the thing about it was we were the perfect age when the Beatles and the British invasion happened. We were 15 years old. And we were looking for identity like every other kid. And all of a sudden, here's the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. And I looked at my mom and dad's reaction to them and I went, okay, that's what I want to do. But even at the beginning, I wanted to make the Rolling Stones look like choir boys compared to what we were going to do. You know, I mean, I didn't mind. I loved the idea of being rock's villain. Rock needed a villain. There was all these Peter Pans and no Captain Hook. So, you know, I would say I'll gladly be Captain Hook, as long as it has a sense of humor behind it, and as long as the music is great. That was the most important thing, was to really write great music. You know, I was the lead singer in Alice Cooper, and everybody just looked at what I looked like, and they said, well, that must be Alice. It was much easier to put that name on one person than the whole band, even though we were called Alice Cooper. But for the very beginnings of the thing, I was Vince. I was the lead singer, Vince, and Alice Cooper. And then it just got to a point where everybody called me Alice. And, you know, I mean, everybody. So I just said, okay, I'll be Alice. I'll change the name. It took a while, and it took sobriety, actually, before I understood how to separate myself from Alice and leave Alice on stage, and you know, I could live my life over here and play Alice. But there was a real gray area there for a long time that I didn't know where I started and Alice, you know, began or ended. Every time that band, your band would take it, it would take on your personality. We got it from Bob Dylan. I think Bob Dylan had it before us. And then when we got it, it became the Alice Cooper thing. So it was painted like a snake, you know. When it landed, you know, all the press was there because they wanted to see what was this thing. And it was really a lot of fun. I got to be honest. It was when alcohol was not a problem. Drinking beer was not a problem. It was a party all the time. Nobody was dying. Everybody was just having a great time. We decorated it ourselves. I remember there was an awful lot of Playboy magazine foldouts on the walls, and none of us were married. So I mean, you know, we were kind of like, you know, that was part of being the boys. You know, there was a poker table that every day there was a poker game, and we would get on the plane, we'd sit down. It was Flo and Eddie and my band and everything, and that poker game was the flight. The sandwiches were already there. The beer was already cold. And that's how we did the flight right there. You know, I think all of us could afford that. And that's not a problem. It's the fact that how much do you really use it? You know, I mean, if I were flying 3 times a week somewhere, yeah, I would say, yeah, let's just go ahead and get a plane. Johnny had a plane. Johnny Depp had a plane, and so when we first did a lot of the things, we just took his jet, you know, which was great. And then when we got to Europe over there, we leased our own jet, and it was great. I mean, I don't mind doing that. That's fun. If everybody wants to do that, we do that. But I look at the private jets as a lot of times I have to be at a certain place and then get back to the show. You know, in other words, a day off, or you have to go into New York and do this. And then, so yeah, now the Learjet, and not the Learjet, but any of the jets are really, really lifesavers. You know, you can jump on, get there, do your thing, and then right after fly back to your show and not miss anything, you know. I'd have to buy something where the whole family could fit on it. You know, I'd have to probably a 20-seater would have to be something like that. You know, a Gulfstream of some sort. You know, I think that if you're going to buy one, don't buy a little one. Get something that's going to accommodate grandkids and kids and family and everything like that. Because, you know, why have one if you can't get everybody on it? Well, for one thing, was when I got out of the hospital, you know, the worst thing is for an alcoholic is to wake up in the morning and have nothing to do. Because you sit in front of the television set, and you remember I used to sit here and watch The Price is Right and drink beer or an old movie or that. So I had to find an addiction that wasn't going to kill me. All my other addictions were killing me. So since I quit everything, I was a good baseball player. I could hit anything that came over the plate. And I said, well, how hard could golf be? And I went out there, I teed it up. The guy had a pro teacher, and he says, I said, what do I do? And he said, just take it back and hit it. I had a natural swing, and I hit it right down the middle. I was immediately addicted. I went, oh, I love this. So I played for the first year. I took a year off of touring and recording. I played 36 holes a day, every single day. 18 in the morning with a pro, and then lunch, then 18 more in the afternoon, and I'd come home and Cheryl would go, are you tired? And I'd go, yeah, here's dinner, let's watch TV and go to bed. And then I'd wake up the next morning, she'd go play golf. For a year, I did that, and I became a pretty good golfer from that. Because I think that what it was like, it was very much like drugs. If you hit a good shot, you would be okay to miss 5 or 6 more shots just to hit another good shot. You know, and then Lord help you if you hit 5 good shots, because you're going to be there the next day. Those 5 good shots were addictive right there. And so the next day you hit 6 good shots. Okay, now that's all you think about is how do I hit 7 good shots today? But the nice thing about golf is when you're on tour, you don't work till 9 o'clock that night. You have all day. So what are you going to do? Go to the mall again? You know, you can only do so many things. And golf was one of those lifesavers for me because I'd get up in the morning and I was on Callaway's staff. And so Callaway would set up the golf for us. We'd do 150 shows in America. We'd have 150 golf dates. It was great.